assignments area of Canvas, you will find the assignment on from pennies to dollars and change. There is an executable here that you can download, and we'll do that in a minute. But here is what the assignment is. Here are the instructions. 8-year-old Pat saves pennies. At the end of the month, Pat takes the jar of pennies to the bank and exchanges them for dollar bills and larger coins. Pat would like a computer program that will calculate how many bills and larger coins should be given in exchange for the number of pennies in the jar. The image below shows the program Pat has in mind. Can you design this application and write the code to make it functional? Pat might even give you a couple pennies for it. So the idea here is we have 568 pennies. The user would enter the number of pennies in this box at the top, this text box. Click Convert, and they would see how many dollars can you get out of those pennies. Well, 568 pennies, if we were to divide that by 100, we know we'd get $5. And then how many pennies are left over would be 68. So we're subtracting that 500 from the $5. And out of that 68 pennies, we could get 2 quarters. That's 50 cents. That leaves 18 pennies. Out of those 18 pennies, we can get a dime. That leaves 8 pennies, which we can get a nickel out of that, and there are 3 pennies left over. So these amounts should add up to the total number of pennies, same dollar amount. And then there's also an exit button where you can use the this.close to close your application. So you'll see the tip that I give here. You can do this without integer division and modulus, but you're going to find those two operators make this actually a whole lot easier. Let's take a look at the application running. So I'm going to click on the exe, and I'm going to choose Run. And of course I get this protection from Windows, won't allow me to run it, but if I click More Info, I can say Run Anyway. And here then is my application running. So let's put in 1200 and let's just do 1275, and I click Convert. I should get $12.75, no dimes, no nickels, no pennies. If I did 179, I would get $1.75 and 4 pennies left over. Let's go and do that example we had earlier, 568, $5, 2 quarters, a dime, a nickel, and 3 pennies. And then finally, let's do 28.99. Convert, I get $20, 3 quarters, 2 dimes, no nickels, and 4 pennies. And the exit button would close the application. So that's your project. The number of pennies, this should be, of course, a text box. The user enters that in. And then these could be text boxes or labels. I would recommend, if you make them text boxes, set the read-only property to true so the user can't change those values. Otherwise, I'd use labels. You can make those labels look like a text box by setting a border style. And then, of course, you have your 2 buttons, and the directions are in a label. Have fun with this, and remember to zip your entire project folder, including all the files and the subfolders, before you submit this for grading.